Is Italy still worth in 2026? I understand why you are confused because online you will see two opinions. One says Italy is amazing, cheap, scholarship, perfect. The other side is don't come, it's a struggle. I live in Italy. I'm here since last 9 years and I work with international students. So I see the reality behind both the stories. And the truth is, both are right. It just varies how you see it. When you say, is Italy worth it? You're not asking one question, you're asking different questions at the same time. You mean study overall experience, survival on part-time job, is scholarship a reality, post-study options, safety, etc. Instead of giving you random opinions, I'm going to answer the exact questions students ask me every day. Because worth it depends on what you care about: career, money, scholarship, education, housing, and post-study options. So let's start with the first, career. If I study in Italy, can I actually get a job? See, if you are coming to Italy thinking finding English language jobs will be easy, Italy is not a country where you just finish a degree and boom, a job. I will tell you why in a very simple way. This is a mistake I see all the time with all the international students. They avoid learning Italian. They focus only on exams and then they think the degree will automatically open the doors. Then in the last semester, they panic. Where is the job? So if you cannot communicate even basic things, why would they choose you over some local? Forget competition with non-EU. Italian students are strong job candidates. They score crazy. 110 is the max. And Mini gets 110 with distinction. So if your only difference is I have a degree, then you are not different. You are just one more graduate. See, even if company is international, your manager, team, work, culture is Italian. And this is the part nobody tells you. In Italy, work is not only task, it's communication, it's relationships. They talk a lot, they interact, they debate. Sometimes they even fight in meetings. And 5 minutes later, they are joking again. Coffee breaks are bonding. Aperitivo is about its networking. So if you're completely outside the language, you don't only struggle with work, you struggle with connection and you feel lonely. And that is why I get a little annoyed when students tell me, do I need to learn Italian? So what do? You build a profile while you study, not in the last semesters. Learn Italian from day one. Even before coming to Italy, B1 level is good enough. One internship while studying. See, some internships are unpaid. True, but many are paid and you get around 600 euro per month, sometimes more depending on role, city. I'll give you a real example so you will understand better. I have seen students active on LinkedIn, doing projects on their own for interest, fun, and then maintaining GitHub, giving opinions on LinkedIn, posting about the projects or writing an article. And he got a small opportunity with an online hotel company working on pricing adjustments online. And he's working from home. And you know the fun fact? He was studying economics. So yes, you can literally make your way, but you have to be active. And then your professors make huge impact on your career. Professors here are not only doing teaching, they are connected to projects with companies, public bodies, European Union. Be a good student, be consistent, attend lectures, take seriously your university projects. You can be included in collaborations. Sometimes it can be even paid around 800 to 900 euro per month. You also have an option to do a part-time collaboration with the universities where you get around 7 to 12 euros per hour. Now before you think I'm promising jobs, I'm not. I'm saying this is how students start building up their career. I have seen those students who really work hard and they get a job. I'll go deeper on how to find internships of jobs in Italy in my upcoming videos, so you can subscribe my channel. If you want to discuss your personal situation, you can also book a session with me. You can check the link in the description. Next question, what about the scope of your course? For an example, if you are in data science, your fastest entry in Italy is usually not directly data scientist. It's data analysis, BI, reporting, and then you apply for other position. If you are in management, economics, business, engineering, you're not blocked. You can still enter analytics, operations, supply chain, pricing, financial roles. But only if you show proof, like one solid project, know some basic tools. As I said before, be active on LinkedIn. You can even study something else and continue working towards what you love and start working in that field. So don't think my degree decides my job. In Italy, what decides your job is skills. You prove that you can show being active while studying. Our next topic is money reality. This is the question students ask me with stress in their voice. Can I survive in Italy? And before I talk in details about the part-time jobs, let's talk about expenses. Expenses you need for rent, deposit, groceries, transport, bills, resident permit, and then small things you don't even count, like eating out, sometimes phone plan, basic life, gym, etc. Now the rent part. Rent in Italy is going up year by year. In Milan, a room can start around 650 euros, and very commonly you will see 800 euros, plus bills. If you go to other cities, rent can be more manageable, so you can still find rooms around 300 plus euros. Then add bills, electricity, gas, water, internet, roughly 100 euros, depending on the house and the season you are in. But the hardest part is not how much, the hardest part is finding accommodation. Last year, literally I saw students protesting and sleeping in tents because rent and housing availability becomes crazy. See, Italy is a tourist destination, we all know that. And in many cities, landlords prefer Airbnb. So you have limited options. And if you are planning to come to Italy, please hear me, start looking early. Because if you come last minute, it becomes stressful and you will overpay. Now next is transportation. Transportation is one of the good things about Italy. Many cities have student monthly passes in the range of 16 euros to 35 euros, even in Milan. And Italy is a walking country. We walk a lot here, like a lot. If you want, you can even buy a bicycle, which is like a very common here to use. You can get an old bicycle from 30 euros to 50 euros. So if we put everything together, in cheaper cities, a realistic neck-to-neck student life can land around 600 euro per month. Only if you're careful. If you want to live more comfortably, not like rich, just comfortable, think 700 to 800 euro per month. Now after hearing all these numbers, everyone asks the same thing. Can part-time actually cover this? If you're working part-time in restaurants, cleaner, kitchen help, delivery jobs, you get 5 to 10 euros per hour, average 7 euros, and you work 20 hours per week. So 140 euros per week. Per month, 560 euros. And your minimum expenses, neck to neck, is 600 euros. And don't underestimate study load and tough exams. I can make more videos in future on part-time reality jobs, so subscribe. But first, this links directly to the biggest attracting things about Italy, its tuition fees and scholarship, the part most of you love about Italy. So the free education part people talk about is usually the regional scholarship. And yes, it's real. Every region has its own body, like DSU, Ergo, and they support students studying in universities inside that region. So what you actually get if you win, it's a mix of tuition exemption, accommodation, canteen 2 times, plus a cash amount of a few thousand, like 4,000, 5,000 euro. Now your question would be, is it easy to get? So it's income based and it's competitive because it's work on documents, lot of documents, verifications, and then ranking. Lower income means higher chance for scholarship. And how many get it? Just to show you, this is not a small program. For example, Ergo in Emilia-Romagna reported scholarships for 29,000 plus students in 2024-25. Now your next question, can I survive only on scholarship money? If your lifestyle is controlled, yes, many students manage. And one more very important thing, the scholarship is not free money. There are rules. From the second year, it becomes merit-based too, meaning you must pass exams and reach the credit requirements by the deadline. Otherwise, you can lose benefits like accommodation and part of the scholarship. And the worst part is, you even need to return the money you have received. And don't ever think of forging your documents, showing lower income. There are random regular checks, and hiding leads to legal repercussions. And honestly, the first year is the toughest. So don't you think that, okay, I'll have scholarship, it will be so easy, to maintain in second year. But trust me, because when you arrive, you're doing paperwork, you're doing documentation, you're trying to settle, you're trying to understand the exam system, and then boom, the first semester exam in January and February. So most people are still figuring out the exam pattern at that time. Then you're left with the next session, which is in June and July. And depending on your course, you might need to clear around 4 to 5 exams. It sounds simpler, but it's not, because you might have written, oral projects, all of them in one subject. So if you are coming with no financial plan and you're depending only on scholarship, you have to be serious and you must know how to handle pressure. And in my next video, I will do the full Study in Italy 2026 step-by-step timeline, so you don't miss the scholarship and applications and other important things. Our next section is healthcare. Everyone knows Italy has good healthcare, true, but the surprise is it's good, but it's slow. Sometimes even a basic X-ray can show dates 6 to 7 months later. So basically you have two insurance routes in Italy. One is the public healthcare SSN. There is a big change. A couple of years ago it was around 150 euros and now it's 700 euros per year. But with this insurance you get your personal family doctor. Visit with your doctors are free, and when the doctor refers you to the specialist test, it is also free. So it stays much affordable, compared to the private insurance, and you also pay less for the medicine and for the test. Let me tell you about the biggest relief, the emergency system. You're not going to face those scary bills like in some countries. You can call an ambulance and you're not looking at 50,000 or 100,000 euros type of situation, which I usually hear from my friends and families in Canada, in UK, US. Some students take private insurance like WAI. It costs around 150 euros. So you don't have public insurance, you don't have a doctor, right? But there is like a pronto scorso in Italy. You go to them, they charge some amount of, like 20, 30 euros. And they will give you a test. You can do this test in a private test centers. Just for your idea, so recently one of my friends, she got her blood tests done and she paid 150 euros for all the tests, and then she got the report in 2 days. So one smart tip for everyone, before you move abroad, do a full body checkup in your home country. So please make it a routine whenever you go back home. Okay, because here it's gonna take eternity for you to get the test done. And then plus dental and all, it's not even covered in the public health insurance. You have to pay for the dental services. Now the next one is post-study chances. So after you graduate, can you actually build a future in Italy? If your plan is, I will study for 2 years and then I will start thinking about jobs, that's where you will be stuck, okay? Because a smart student start working on it from month one, or you can say, day one. Now, what the Italy rule says, the options after graduation. First, you can apply for a job search permit, often called attesa occupazione, ricerca lavoro, that lets you stay for up to 12 months to look for job, okay? So, after you finish your study, you apply for job search visa. You don't need any contract, nothing. Then, if you find a job contract within this 1 year of time, now you can move to change your status from student visa to work visa. Okay, meanwhile, you can start working. The best part I love about Italy is your job doesn't need to be related to your study. Good, right? Next part is salary. Now, I want to be brutally honest with you. See, Italy is not famous for high salaries. Okay, many people don't even find a big job. See, they start with internship. It's very common here. The fresh graduate, they will get internship. You earn like 800, 900 euro per month. Okay, plus you might get a meal vouchers, usually 7 euro to 10 euro per day. Now, just to give you a bit of clear benchmark from a number 1 ranked University of Italy, what they say. So, as per Politecnico di Milano's graduate survey, the average net salary was around 1,944 euros per month. Okay. So, yes, good outcomes exist, but don't come expecting that you will get US style salary as a default. But there are some exceptions. So, some students do start strong, like 2,000 euros, then 2,500, especially in international teams or high demand profiles. Okay. Not the average, but really if your skills are strong, you position yourself well, you can find one job. And for long-term staying, because people mix this up. So for long-term EU residents, the PR type, it generally allows you to apply after 5 years of legal continuous stay. For Italian citizenship, by residence, the ordinary rule for non-EU is 10 years of legal residence. So you need to have your address registered at local municipality, not just living. If your goal is to settle here, you can do it. But if you are coming with no plan and hoping Italy will magically fix everything, within a week you will find a job, and maybe, next day, you will struggle. Okay, so build step by step, build day by day, month by month, and Italy will open doors for you, and also Europe. And in next video, I will tell you about how you can study in Italy, step-by-step process, timeline, documents, scholarship, so you don't waste your months. If you want any personalized guidance, you can also book a session with me. Guys, thank you so much for watching the Italian Diaries. And if you want to have a conversation with me, if you want to ask something about studying in Europe, studying in Italy, scholarship, whatever it is, you can book one-to-one session with me. Till the time, bye-bye and ciao, ciao.